Hey guys, welcome to Motu Vera. This is our next tutorial on the Palmflip. So basically for this trick, there's only one real prerequisite, and that is just a normal backflip. Standing, tucked backflip preferably. Although it's not necessary to have a tucked backflip. As long as you can bring your knees in for when you push away from the wall, and then once you clear that, it's fine if you open up out of the tuck. The first time you're trying this, I would recommend trying it with mats, and depending on how much your fear is, you can do it with a mat on the wall and a mat on the ground. That way you don't have to be afraid of hitting your head, and you don't have to be afraid of landing bad on the ground because there's a good mat for you to land on. So basically, when you do a Palmflip, your arms are going to be stretched out when you push off the wall. It is going to be almost impossible for you to hit your head on the wall. That being said, it's still okay for you to stick out your hands when you're finishing the flip to push your head away from the wall the first few times, especially if you're doing it on a slanted wall, which is the first time I did it, which I wouldn't recommend. Don't worry about hitting your head on the wall because it's a type of fear that if there's just a little tiny chance of danger, your mind will like stress it out to be something huge, but really there's almost no chance of you hitting your head on the wall, so don't worry about that. So now I'm going to talk about some common bad tendencies that people have when trying palm flips. And the first one is throwing sideways. So what I mean by this is people will jump, push off the wall, throw their head to the side, and then tuck, and then try doing the flip. And that technique is just substantially more difficult, if not impossible, when you're first trying it, because it's so much easier to go straight back. The second tendency that people have is they'll tap the wall with one or both feet. So they'll start flipping and then they'll just like boop, tap the wall, and then that makes it not a palm flip, and it also makes it harder. And you're gonna go much faster without that little tap on the wall. So just go for it. And the third tendency, this is probably the most common with people first learning it. What people will do is they'll jump to the wall, or they'll jump off the ground, put their fingertips on the wall, arch their head before they even leave the ground, and then just jump and do a backflip. That is not a palm flip, but it is a progression for it. So that is perfectly fine to do when you first start doing them. Just that way you get used to doing a backflip right next to the wall, so you'll feel more comfortable with it. But that technique, the entire thing about a palm flip is you're jumping to the wall, right? And you're pushing off of it. And when you push off of it, it stops your upper body from going forward, while the rest of your body, from the momentum of running, is still going forward. Because of that, your body will flip really fast to the landing. If you push with just your fingertips, you're not going to get that. When you actually go for this, you're going to want to get a moderate run speed into it, because again, like I said, the momentum really helps to flip you around faster. And then usually what I do for the jump, I put one foot down first, then the other foot down right next to it, and then jump up to the wall to push. And then once you get there, don't jump with your arms bent like this much. You want to have them almost completely straight. You're not really like going like this and pushing really hard off the wall. It's more like a shoulder pop. This is why a lot of people will land on all fours. Is some people think that the best way to do this is to jump as high as you can, put your hands up there, and then flip. And then the problem with that is because they'll put their hands too high, actually, which a lot of people haven't been warned is actually a bad thing. And they'll flip on the way down, which is going to make them land bad. In the palm flip, you want to be doing most of the flip on the way up, so you want to put your hands actually a little bit lower and kind of push up off the wall. If you already can start doing the palm flip but you're landing low, just try putting your hands a little bit lower but jumping the same high, and you'll probably land better. But the first time you actually do this, you're probably going to be jumping up, hitting your hands about shoulder height, and then as soon as you hit, your palms make full contact, then you're just going to tuck and flip backwards. And it's going to be a really fast rotation because of that momentum. And from there, it's just like a backflip. You spot the ground and you land.
Hey, thanks for watching our tutorial. We had a great time making it. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you have any suggestions for future tutorials, go ahead and send them in the comments.
What?